All right, boys. So today, what we have on the agenda is I'm gonna go pick up a soldering iron from the old Harbor Freight over in Portsmouth, and then I want to try and connect the ECU or the fans to the ECU and try and hook that up today, and maybe check some other things out like the AFR wideband, and I want to try and take out the cluster and use that soldering iron to fix that. So we're gonna mess around and try and figure out what we want to do today. Alright, so this is what I got at Harbor Freight. Cheap stuff, as you know. This, I thought I'd buy an extra just in case. I know I most likely won't need it, but this is the soldering iron here, or whatever, the solder. And I'm not sure if this is the type that I'm supposed to use, but regardless, this is what I got. Maybe we'll make use of it today, if not another day, soon. Now, the 240's battery is dead again, so I'm not sure what that is. But I know it was overcharging because of that alternator, but I don't know if that killed the battery or what. It was almost to 19 volts with the car running, so it could have cooked the battery, I guess. Sheesh. Well, I got all the crud out of it. I gotta clean it though. It's still pretty dirty. I got a lot of things I gotta check up on. Hey, if you guys have a suggestion though, what should I be doing with that AC line there? If you can see, ooh, headers are hot. If you can see that sensor right there beside that AC line, that's my wideband. I think because it was rubbing up against that it kinked the wires and messed the wires up. What do you think I should do with that AC line? I don't really mess with AC that much. All right, so I just freed up the wastegate actuator again. It froze up again a little bit over winter. It wasn't bad, nearly as bad as when I first got it, but I just took this and this hammer and just gave it a very, very little tap to release the hold that it had, and now it moves pretty good. But it is a 10 to 12 pound spring, so it is hard to move with one hand, so I can't really show you it moving. But next, I think I want to tackle, hang on, let me grab the light. Next, I think I want to tackle that little fitting down there. Let me zoom in. I want to tackle that fitting down there, because that right there has got a leak in it somewhere when I boost tested this. And I guess the Teflon didn't seal very well, so I'm going to use Pro-Dope or whatever they call it, the liquid sealer, and I'll let that sit like that. Stepping on the thingy. I don't know what I'll do after that. We'll see. I got a full day, nothing else to do, man. So, alright, so I cleaned the threads a little bit. I'm going to be putting this thread sealer on it. Hopefully that'll be a little bit better than the last one. I also only screwed it in a little bit, so I'm going to try screwing it into the manifold a little bit farther. First, I'm going to go clean those threads out on the inside, make sure there's nothing in my manifold. Alright, so kind of have to use my pinky a little bit. There we go. Just a little bit, what we can. Alright, so I definitely used a little too much pipe thread sealant, so that's fine. At least I know it'll be sealed, but I'm probably going to wipe down all that excess on that nut there. Alright, so I've decided that our next thing is going to be taking out the cluster. We're going to try and resolder some points on that and try and get that fully working. I believe that the fuel and RPM, or the mile per hour gauge, are the affected items, but we're going to be fixing any solder points that look a little messed up. So let's get to it. First, I'm going to be taking off this part. Alright, a couple bolts, one here, and then another one up here, and then we got to take this off. Alright, so I took out the bottom kick panel here. There's a light in there on my 92 where you just push this clip and pull out. Might be a little crusty because these cars are a little old. And then this had two screws. The hood popper right here had two screws right here, and it just comes out. Clips are holding it in over it, so you have to pull it this way a little bit and move it out. And then you know, it was just 10mm bolts, and a couple here, and there was one back here. And then I had to take off some screws to this panel here to move this enough where I could move that out, because it has a tab that goes on the inside of it. So once you have that, we have 2 more screws back up in there of this column panel here, and one there, and then one over here, and then that should come out, and then we'll be able to see the steering column. The steering column has 2 bolts that need to be taken out so it can be lowered down, so that we can get this steering column out of the way of the cluster. All right, now I've got this column down a little bit. If you can see up here, there's 2 bolts up here somewhere. Can't really see them and record at the same time, but there's 2 bolts on both sides of the steering column. Once you do that, you can lower the steering column a bit more, and that will enable us to take some more interior pieces out of here. Now I'm gonna try and remove this kind of stuff right here, which is just some clips underneath what that first kick panel we took off, like right here, and it'll start coming out. And I think I gotta take these bolts out. I gotta figure that out though, but I'll let you guys know. There's 2 screws up there, and I think that's what's holding this in at this point. All right, yeah, it's confirmed. I take these 2 out, disconnect my buttons here, lower that, get that out of my way, and then the bolts for this will be exposed. So here we go. All right, so this is the board. I'm kind of curious about points like that over there. I'm gonna try and tack everything as much as I can and hope that it fixes it. I really don't know what I'm doing. Never really soldered anything before, but you know, we're gonna give it a swing today, dude. Anyways, I got this out. There's gonna be plugs with clips on both sides. Push and pull out. It's pretty simple. And then I took that board out from the speedometer gauge, those 4 bolts and this plug. This plug is just 1 tab on the top here, and that pulls out. But yeah, and then these are your lights and all that, which I should replace, but I don't think there's a hardware store open. But you know, it's gang. Alright, so I got this back in here now. I soldered some points and reflowed some things on the board, but it looks really ugly. So I have no clue if this is going to work. Probably not, but we're going to see. It's worth a try. Broken can't get more broken, so I'm going to clean that first and all that, and then we're going to put it back in. Well, the interior here is back together. However, I still have to put some stuff back together from earlier this morning. The turbo pipe there. Hang on, let me wipe my hands there. And then I think this is all good over here, but I still need to plug in my pipe there. Then we should be all set. Alright, well, what in the world? Oh, it's beeping at me. You know what? I should probably close the hood. Does a weird idle thing. I gotta boost check it again, because I think there might be a, if I pump the brake, the idle raises a bit. So I'm gonna have to boost check it and all that again. That whirring noise is great. Oh, full burn now. Alright, so the speedometer still doesn't work, but that's alright. Well, I'll just have to order a whole nother cluster at some point. I kind of messed it up a little bit trying it out, but you know, I thought it was worth a try to try and learn some. I started getting a little bit better at it, but I messed one of the contact points up, so that could have been it. But darn you, speedometer! Oh well. Well, it's idling well now. Weird, but okay. Weird flex, but okay. I don't think I put the screws in for the hood pop, but I can do that whenever. I'll probably be working on this for a couple days now. So we'll be getting some content, boys. Noisy injectors. Might replace those in the future as well.